The Vernee Apollo X is a promising device on the paper, but in the end came out to be a totally screwed up product. If you wonder why this is, watch this review. I am Christopher for CMM, enjoy this video. The Vernee Apollo X has been provided to us by GearBest. In their shop you can find the Vernee Apollo X as well as many other and better phones. Make sure to hit that link in the video description. Packaging of the Vernee Apollo X, black and simple. Its contents: one power supply, USB Type-C cable, some paperwork and a SIM tool. The design? The very same as we already know from the Apollo Lite. The phone consists of a solid metal piece which looks reddish, grayish or bluish depending on the surrounding light. On the top and bottom there are antenna caps made from plastic that also change color depending on light but often look different than the metal body. The camera module sticks out of the slightly curved rear a bit, which makes the phone move around when using it on a table. What we noticed immediately are the extremely loose hardware buttons. You can easily use this phone as a rattle. What's strange are the two separate SIM trays. Despite having two of them, Vernee doesn't really make use of them. One takes either one SIM card or one microSD card, so you still can't use the two SIM cards and one microSD card at the very same time. On the front there is an RGB status LED above the screen which is pulsating. Sadly there are no touch keys below the screen, so you need to use on-screen buttons. Despite the missing touch keys, there still is a very thick border below the screen. Besides of that, there is nothing outstanding to mention. The lower side houses openings for the microphone and speaker as well as the USB Type-C port. In the upper side a 3.5mm headphone jack is situated. For the screen they use a 5.5-inch Full HD LCD panel made by Sharp and based on indium gallium zinc oxide technology. The picture quality of the screen is great, colors are neither too intense nor too weak, viewing angles are great and contrast is as well. Brightness for the most part is sufficient, but under bright sunlight it sometimes is hard to read the screen's content. For the screen glass they use Gorilla Glass 3, so it shouldn't get any scratches without protection as long as you take some care. Fingerprints too settle slowly and are very easy to remove. The gliding properties are top-notch. The touchscreen does a good job, it offers a very good reaction time and we haven't spotted any issues regarding touch resolution and accuracy. Regarding speed, the Vernee Apollo X is definitely one of the fastest Helio X20 phones we have tested to date. Often such devices suffer from stutters, which especially applies to games. In this case, however, the phone always runs very smooth and snappy. Modern 3D games can be played smoothly on highest graphic settings, which is decent. Seems like they did a great job optimizing the OS performance-wise. Also in terms of memory there is nothing to complain about. Both the 4GB of RAM and the 64GB of internal memory are rather speedy. MicroSD card access is fast too while reading, but writing speed could be a bit better. What we cover seldom in our reviews is the vibration motor, but in this case we have to because it is annoyingly loud. Another bad thing is the fingerprint scanner. This one just is very slow and it also is unreliable. It often happens that it stops working, especially when having sweaty fingers. What's more positive are the remaining sensors. The Apollo X boasts a gyroscope and compass and both work well. Software-wise we have to give grade F. The Vernee OS that has been advertised from the beginning is not there. Also the Android N upgrade they promised for several months now is still not there. Instead, the Apollo X runs a hopelessly outdated Android 6.0 Marshmallow with security patch from July 2016. Reception quality is situated in the upper mid-range, band 20 LTE is supported, but we noticed that the phone doesn't like areas with weak signal. AC Wi-Fi is supported and reaches the speeds you would expect, but when moving away from the router, bandwidth drops quickly. While using GPS, we haven't noticed any shortcomings. The internal media speaker sounds okay, but by far not perfect and thus isn't suitable for serious music enjoyment. Through headphones, however, you get a very decent audio quality thanks to the high-end audio solution the Helio X20 packs. Telephony quality sounds a bit dull on both ends, it still is understandable, but just doesn't sound good. Camera-wise, the Vernee Apollo X is a real letdown. The main camera does only do decent macro and close-up shots. Everything else looks totally blurry. The same applies to videos. We don't understand why they use a Sony IMX258 sensor and then screw up optics like that. The front camera is more usable, but also far from being perfect. Last thing to cover is battery, and this one sucks too. Battery life is crap despite a 3500 mAh cell sitting inside of this phone. We never got through a day. At 3 to 5 PM we had to recharge. But charging is really fast, it only takes 1 hour for a full charge. Verdict: nice idea, poor implementation. Battery and camera issues disqualify the Vernee Apollo X from any purchase. Don't touch this one. So that's all for this video. A shop link and more information is located down in the video description. I was Christopher for CMM, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.